but swirling around the stadium, closes in.
Over but Bernie Faloney's swing pass is fumbled by Bookie Gilchrist, who is covered by Elton Taylor.
Bernie Faloney was a native of Carnegie, Pennsylvania. He was such an outstanding quarterback at the University of Maryland that the San Francisco 49ers drafted him in the first round, 11th overall in 1954.
Coach Tatum, after seeing my dad, had his scholarship changed to football, and he became the quarterback and led the Terrapins to their only undefeated national championship title the school has.
But Faloney found out he could get more money north of the border and signed on with the Edmonton Eskimos. After serving 2 years in the U.S. Air Force, Faloney took his football talents to the east and hooked up with the Hamilton Tiger Cats from 1957 to 64.
As the 1957 Grey Cup Parade takes over the town and 250,000 people line the streets to salute a queen for the day, the Hamilton Tiger Cats were deep in strong and capable Canadian players, for Hamilton has been a regular foundry for the manufacture of wonderful Canadian football players. They quickly gained a reputation in the Big Four as a tremendous defensive unit. Lost only 4 games in the regular season. And the second Tiger Cats touchdown coming up. Watch Hamilton's left guard Jack Davis pull out and block with fullback Jerry McDougall as Bernie Faloney keeps the ball and drives over left tackle for the touchdown. Bernie Faloney's last Grey Cup game, 1954, Eskimos against Alouettes, saw him score an Edmonton touchdown.
The handoff, the ball passes intended for Ronnie Howard in the end zone, and Howell makes the catch for the...
He also called signals in Montreal in the 1965-66 season and in BC in 1967.
What you think is not what you think.
He's quite a man, this traveled footballer. I'd like you to join me now as we present a pictorial profile of Bernie Faloney, a family man, a business executive, football player. He's always been a winner. His teammates feel he could win a toothpaste contest using brand X. So they rely on him. Without being flamboyant, but in a quiet, firm way, he's unquestionably the leader.
40. Quick trap. On ready. Got it?
Set 3! 1, 2, 1.
All through that career, my dad had to work as a second job because that's what any football player, U.S. or Canadian, had to do at that time.
Bernie is a director and part owner of a heavy equipment company in Hamilton, selling big cranes, forklifts, wire cable, and so on. Bernie Faloney will talk football at any time. On a radio show with Don Chevrier, he takes calls from the football fans.
Hello, sounding board.
Derek?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Faloney was a 3-time Grey Cup champion, first with Edmonton in 1954 and with Hamilton in 1957 and 1963. He was the first man to quarterback both East and West teams to a CFL championship. He had 2,876 pass attempts with 1,493 completions for 24,264 yards and 153 touchdowns. He was a CFL East All-Star 5 times, the 1961 Most Outstanding Player, and in 1965, the top player in the Eastern Conference.
This year's Shenley Award for the Most Outstanding Football Player goes to number 10 from the Hamilton Tiger Cats, Bernie Faloney, kicking, running, passing quarterback. Well, the Hamilton Tiger Cats have gone from last place in the Big Four last year to the Grey Cup in 1961. Bernie, what was the big transition?
Well, Stu, this is the greatest team that in Tiger Cat history, I believe. Last season, when we were not winning any ball games, we were throwing the ball quite a bit and trying to go for the fences and trying to win ball games. We changed a lot of personnel. We acquired Ellison Kelly, Willie Taylor, George Scott, these boys in the last 2 ball games of the season.
Faloney was elected to the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, Canada's Sports Hall of Fame, and the Ontario Sports Hall of Fame. He was also enshrined in the Pennsylvania, the West Pennsylvania, and the University of Maryland Halls of Fame. The Tiger Cats retired Faloney's number 10 in 1999. A portion of Cannon Street in Hamilton near Ivor Stadium and its replacement, Tim Hortons Field, bears his name.
I would say also my dad's other passion was community, helping around Hamilton. He loved the small town. I remember he did a lot for the Hamilton SPCA. He did a lot for schools and helping to kids learn the sport of football. He was very involved in the community.
Up here on the mountain, when day is done, he can look ahead and he can look back, right back to Maryland and beyond. He can look back over 3 Grey Cups, 2 with Hamilton and 1 with Edmonton, back to his selection as Canada's most outstanding player one year. Back on many football games and ahead to more.
I'd like to take this opportunity, if I might, too, to thank the selectors and the Shenley people for making awards such as this possible.
Bernie Faloney, Canada's outstanding football player.
Inducted posthumously into the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame, Bernie Faloney.